Good afternoon, everyone. It is Wednesday, June 11th, 2025. Did the market just top out? And do we have a news failure here? Is the market about to crash? Volatility spiking as we speak. Let's get into it here. It is June 11th, and we had CPI today. This morning, they'll said some trade news. So we'll get into that. But first, give the video a thumbs up, please, and thank you. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Absolutely, I just cannot stress enough how much we recommend Active Trader right now. Again, $60 off your first month. It's basically free. The amount of trades we take just in the last couple of weeks here could easily pay for like a lifetime worth of the service here. It's absolutely this. Anybody who tells you that summer trading is boring and like is not good enough to make money, just fire that guru. Get rid of them. This is an absolutely amazing time. But anyways, let's get into it here today. Markets here, we are looking, I'll say this right now, we talked about this yesterday, we were kind of speculating. We said like, yeah, it could go either way. We do have like a minor cycle date. You got the strawberry moon coming up, and that does often sometimes mark some periods of volatility or pivots in the market. And you can see ES here had some volatility this morning, but it was to the upside. We had some trade news, right? And that was that the trade deal was, allegedly being done, just waiting for China to, China's approval. And so this was, you can't make it up. It was like minutes before CPI, right? They do this. So you had just kind of this big spinning top candle here, and then CPI coming in way colder than expected, right? So definitely a surprise there. But I'll tell you this right now, the market definitely looks a little tired here. Now, I still, again, going to still maintain here that dips are going to get supported. So I do firmly believe that, unless something crazy happens. And I mean, like, absolutely, like, I mean, the pandemic wasn't enough to unpin the market. So it'd have to be bigger than that to unpin us right now. But that said, that doesn't mean we can't have a red day. It doesn't mean we can't pull back. I'd love for another dip. And there is some areas, on ES that are, showing some, I got it marked right here, 50.75. That was never really back checked. That was non-farm payroll. There's some levels below too, nothing crazy. But the one thing I will say right now, and again, I know everybody and their mother is absolutely like enamored with this rising wedge, and again, it is valid, but I've seen these patterns play out many times before where you get, and I talked about this yesterday, but yeah, it plays out for like 2 days and then it just goes back the other way. Especially when the trend is very strong here and you have impulsive moves behind it, and very positive, dealer flows, which we've noted every single day. So that is possible. It's a possibility. But what I'll say here is that I was just using this example. And by the way, the headline here for the afternoon, in case you're like under a rock, it was basically everybody was, I think, from the UN in Iran or Iraq was like ordered to evacuate. Now, yesterday, remember I talked about oil, and I was like, there's like the stupidest headline ever. This nuclear war stuff, right? Because oil was literally backing off on that news. So again, with that said, just use your common sense. Oil's up today, so I actually take that seriously, right? Oil and gasoline, pattern within a pattern there on gasoline, but nonetheless, you are seeing that, and we'll respect it. Say all that to say this. Look at SPX intraday here. Today's the first day where the dip wasn't just immediately auto bought, and it would try it immediately. It tried quickly right here. We actually played this, and I said, and I tweeted, I was like, if you're going to buy this dip, be nimble here, because it's been a while since we've had a real sell, right? Like, when's the last time we had a real sell off? Like what? Like here, maybe. And that wasn't even. That was just a dip, right? Last real sell was like Monday the 21st. I remember that day very specifically. We told out, hey, buy 510. That's a good level to buy at. But nonetheless, we are dipping now. I think 6,000 will hold. It looks like it's still pretty positively hedged from what I can see. Yeah, so it should hold. But nonetheless, and the other side of that would just be, oh, well, maybe the dip isn't being bought because we're just pinned down. That's possible too. But notice, I mean, like, look at this, down, sharp dip buys. Look at all these sharp dip buys. Even yesterday, 2 of them. We participated in this too. But yeah, now we've been out here for like 90 minutes and we ain't even moving. The other reason that I think that there's a, with evidence that the market's tired is you just had two massively bullish headlines and we're red. And we're not red by like 2 points, we're red by, 30. Which again, it's not a huge sell off, nothing crazy, but market may be tired, right? Even in bull markets, you can pull back, right? It's not the end of the world. VIX here is getting a little pop, up 6.61. That's nothing. VVIX though, so it's getting a little expensive to hedge right now, at least relatively. So that's up 9%. We did have bonds catch a nice bid. ZB up 64 basis points. TLT up third. A little stabilization there. Good auction too. So again, I'm not really worried. I think dealers are just really, really, really. I can't stress enough how supplied they are with volatility right now. So I wouldn't think that we're going to really see much past 20 on the VIX. But again, like you said, we could see some backing and filling here. And we'll see in a week or so if that ends up being the case. I know everybody's calling the top here, but to me it just seems like this self-destructive delusion that I was once a part of years ago. It's a slam dunk short at 5,600. Oh, it's a slam dunk at the 200 moving average. It's a slam dunk at 59. It's a slam dunk with the rising wedge. Now the new consensus I'm hearing is, oh, we're just going to pierce all-time high and then that's going to be the collapse. So we can pull back here, and you guys now see, and I talked about this yesterday too, you can now see why I wanted us to like dip right here, because I wanted this structure to fill out more so that we could do that. Now you have an ugly rising wedge there. Again, I keep saying this though, but overall I don't think it's that big of a deal right now in the near term, but yeah, market does look a little tired here, so we'll see. That said, triple Q's got so close to all-time highs, we gapped up and couldn't hold. But you know what, though? Hell, we hadn't even taken out yesterday's low yet, so please don't be calling tops yet. I mean, we got 20 minutes left. I guess it could happen, but that's not really all that bearish. And that's what I said. Remember what I said yesterday about oil? I said this is a fake sell. You couldn't even take out yesterday's low. I know everybody got all bared up on that 200 MA kiss. And same thing with gas too. We didn't even take out yesterday's low, so pay attention to those little things. IWM, told you 215 was going to be stiff, and you got an engulfing here on the daily. Now, again, it's not like a massive volume, like big outside move, crazy sell, but it is, it is engulfing after the 200 hit. So you knew there was resistance there. There's a dealer level sitting there. It's going to take it a little bit of time, but if it pulls back to 210, could do that little zigzag, right? Diamond here down 65 cents, nothing terrible. SMH is down, not a ton though. Socks here, again, not down a ton. IGV was up earlier, but backed off here. Again, I like this pattern though. Up, little pullback, and now it's kind of trying to flag again. So we'll see if that can put in a little bit more structure. I know the transports were down today. Again, got that kind of inverse look there as well. We'll see if that can stay firm. I talked about bonds. 2-year note got a nice bid. So rate cut odds going up a little bit. XHP down 1.6. Gap and crap on the 200. Lost 97, so I don't like that. It does still have room for higher lows though, so it's not dead in the water. VNQ down 60 cents. Nothing terrible there. XLV, you don't talk about that every day. That was flat here. And holding the 50 MA, so defensives kind of hung in there a little bit. XLU down 1 penny. XLF down 34 cents. Again, nothing terrible. KRE, ABE, they did reverse, just like the Russell. And then broker dealers here managing to hold up. So they're still green right now. So they're hanging in there. The real winner on the day was XLE. We see oil there. That should get to 70, but XLE up 1.25. So I'd love to see it close the week above this high. It really even just close the week above 86, but above that high would be nice. XOP finally got higher highs on the daily, and OIH confirming that as well. Although that, you got the 100 there, and you got the 250 level just above that. So going to be some overhead right there. Nat gas down a penny, nothing terrible. Again, remember that's not as sensitive to Middle East stuff. Dollar index down, obviously, with the CPI. So I will give dollar yen. So you got to remember these things too. It's like the bond market and stocks too, right? Just because the dollar yen's down doesn't mean like, oh, we're gonna have a crisis. Like, if the dollar goes down for certain reasons, it's okay if it goes down versus other currencies. So just remember that. So I'm not gonna chalk this up to anything too terrible here. Gold held up nicely. So that's still acting really well. Silver backing off the 37 handle. I still think that's going to 40. Platinum backed off today, but look at it. Look, it's got the 1275. We talked about 1250, I think I told you the other day. And it got there and pierced it. Oh, so what an impulse there for platinum. Palladium backing off here at 1100. Copper backing off as well, but still trying to establish some trend here. This has been range bound for a long time. It looks like the market kind of hanging in there. Yeah, it looks like we're just pinned to 6K right now. And Bitcoin is holding up all right. So it did back off, down 1.42%. We'll see what it does here. Again, you do, to be fair, this is a nice move, but again, to be fair, yeah, I mean, there's definitely some areas that could get back tested here. 108, even like 106, we still haven't back checked too. Outside of that though, like 4 hour, that's a bull inside bar still. So really nothing broken there in the bigger picture, but structurally I could see it doing more backing and filling. So yeah, market's holding up. We'll see. I don't really love this. I don't hate it. Again, like I'm not like bearish or anything, but I'm definitely like looking at it. Okay, well, we had 2 massively bull headlines and we topped on the second one. Like that was the high of the day right there. And we've just gone down since. Now it wasn't like we just barfed out, but maybe dip buyers a little exhausted here for the short term. So it could be something to keep an eye on. Also, wouldn't surprise me if we just went right back up tomorrow, given this environment and given I know people still don't believe me, but like the appetite to short is still quite high. This is like looking at premiums here. If I can get this in here. Like it's just like literally every day. It's like every day. This is what it looks like. So I think people they want to short this because it looks like there's a lot of meat on the bone, and there would be, but yeah, you got to understand the dynamics really, and not just look at what could happen versus what is actually likely to happen. So anyways, I'll let you guys go. You guys take care. Have a good one. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com. I will see you guys all tomorrow.